Good morning, all of you. The chapter which was going on, it's going to be completed today. Fine. The chapter, what is going on actually, the writer, the narrator has come to the end of his journey. Fine. And now he was looking for his, when his friend, when his guide, both have left him as he went to a journey to Mount Kailash. So after after crossing a particular way, or you can say when he came to Derchin, then his guide had left him. Now the author was looking that someone should be there with him so that he could complete his Kora, means the ritual of Kora he wanted. Fine. And in yesterday's chapter, means the part of the chapter which we were learning yesterday, which we were reading yesterday, in that part we came to know that the writer or the narrator came across a person who also was there, who was an Englishman. He was not an Englishman actually, he was a Tibetan, but he knows a little bit English. Fine. So we were here. Norbu saw my book when he came in and asked with a gesture if he could sit opposite me at my rickety table. You English? He inquired after he had ordered tea. I told him I was, and we stuck up in a conversation. Then Norbu, the name of that person was Norbu, and when the writer started reading a novel, just a second. So when the writer started reading a novel, then Norbu asked him, Norbu saw him actually, that please take care of the class timing, join the class at the correct time. So I was telling that Norbu was actually very much interested in that novel. When he saw that the writer was reading something, then he went to the writer and he asked that you English, means he was asking a question that do you know English? Then the writer said that yes, I know very well. Then they both started a conversation with each other. I did not think he was from those parts because he was wearing a wind cheater and metal rimmed spectacles of a western style. He was Tibetan, he told me, but worked in Beijing at the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences. In the Institute of Ethnic Literature, I assumed he was on some sort of field work. So writer was thinking that because that person, means Norbu, was wearing western style glasses and he was wearing western style outlook he was wearing. So he was saying that I think that he was a western person, but he told me that he was a Tibetan, but he was working in Beijing. That's why he has grabbed that wearing style. Means उन्होंने अपने पहनावे का बोलचाल का तरीका और अपना पहनावा चेंज कर लिया था because he was working in China. Yes and no. He said, I have come to do Kora. My heart jumped. Norbu had been writing academic papers about the Kailash Kora and its importance in various works of Buddhist literature for many years. He told me, but he had never actually done it himself. Yes and no. He said that when he was asking that, are you doing a field work? Then he was saying yes or no, means हाँ भी और नहीं भी, he was saying that. And he said that I have come to do Kora. Norbu said that I have come in that place, means in this area, because I want to do Kora. I want an intention, I want a wish to complete the Kora. My heart jumped. And the writer said that my heart started jumping because finally I got a person who can be with me. Norbu had been writing academic papers about the Kailash Kora. Means Norbu was a person who was making some literature details. Means एक chapter, एक book कैलाश कोरा के बारे में जो लिख रहा था, that kind of person Norbu was, and its importance in various works of Buddhist literature of many years. He was a person who belongs to Buddhist literature, who was writing for Buddhist literature for so many years, and right now also he came here that he wanted to search, और एक तरह से उसका ये मोटो था कि वो each and everything he should know about Kora. Fine, he wanted to know each and everything about Kora. That's why he came to that place, that how the Kora is done, and he will write in his, later on he will write in his works. अपने works में मतलब अपने books में वो उसको print करेगा. That was his intention to come there, and he was saying that he told me, but he had never actually done it himself. So Norbu also told him. However, he came in this area because he was writing Buddhist literature and he wanted to know a lot about Kora, but he hadn't done it earlier. पहले कभी नहीं किया उन्होंने ये Kora. Fine. When the time came for him to tell him, when the time came for me to tell him what brought me Dachin, his eyes lit up. He could be a team. We could be a team, he said excitedly. Two academics who have escaped from the library. Perhaps my positive thinking strategy was working after all. It was told in the chapter earlier that the writer was of a positive thinking person. He used to do meditation kind of things. Earlier chapter में बताया गया है कि पर्सन जो है, ये जो राइटर है, ये एक मेडिटेशन टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स करता था जिससे कि उसके अंदर पॉजिटिव एनर्जी बनी रहे. सो हियर आल्सो ही वाज सेइंग, व्हेन द टाइम केम फॉर मी टू टेल हिम व्हाट ब्रॉट मी दैट इन his eyes lit up. When the writer told Norbu that yes, I have also come here for performing my Kora, to complete my Kora, Norbu also became happy. His eyes were sparkling with light, with a positive light, you can say. We could be a team, and he said excitedly. He became excited. Just after listening me, he became excited, and he said that we could be a team. We both make a team. We both can make a team. Two academics who have escaped from the library. He just giving a फ्रेजेस में बोलने की कोशिश कर रहा है कि ऐसे दो एकेडमिक्स जो कि लाइब्रेरी से भाग गए हैं. एक अलग तरह की फ्रेज यूज की जा रही है यहाँ पे इस चैप्टर में. राइटर वांट्स टू से, द नरेटर वांट्स टू से कि दोनों सेम इंटरेस्ट वाले पर्सन बाय चांस मिल गए हैं. फाइन, बाय लकीली दे the two person who are having same interest, and they by chance they meet with each other. Perhaps my positive thinking strategy was working after all. Now he was believing that yes, when I was positive, because I was positive that yes, I will meet someone, my positive thinking is working now. My initial relief at meeting Norbu, who was also staying in the guest house, was tempered by the realization that he was almost as ill-equipped as I was for the pilgrimage. He kept telling me how fat he was and how hard it was going to be, very high up. He kept reminding me, so tiresome to walk. He wasn't really a practicing Buddhist, it transpired, but he had enthusiasm and he was, of course, Tibetan. My initial relief at meeting Norbu means initially when he met Norbu and Norbu was speaking a little bit English, so the writer became comfortable because he was not getting a person in that area who could speak English even. Now initial relief means starting में जो relief मिला था मुझे, and who was also staying in the guest house, it was becoming permanent relief. And why? Because when the writer came to know that Norbu was also living in a guest house and was tempered by the realization that he was also ill-equipped as I was, means they were having only little bit facilities. They were not having all the facilities to complete Kora. Both of them. उनको दोनों को ही नहीं पता था कोरा कैसे किया जाता है, दोनों को ही पूरे सारे जो भी उनको चीजें चाहिए थी, दे बोथ वर नॉट हैविंग, फाइन, सो दे बोथ वर इल इक्विप्ड, तो दोनों के पास ही फैसिलिटीज की कमी थी, दो बोथ वर लिविंग एट गेस्ट हाउस, बोथ वर स्टेइंग एट गेस्ट हाउस, एज आई वॉज फॉर द पिलग्रिमेज मीन्स तीर्थ यात्रा, एज द राइटर वॉज you can say the writer was not confident about this pilgrimage, इस तीर्थ यात्रा के बारे में जितना राइटर कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं थे उतना ही नॉर्बू में नहीं था. He was also not knowing about the journey. He kept telling me how fat he was and how hard it was going to be. So Norbu was saying that he was very fat and it going to be very hard to complete Kora for him, for a person like him who is very fat, very high up. He kept reminding me, and he was reminding me again and again that this to go up to Kailash, Mount Kailash, it is very high and so tiresome to walk, and when we go on a height, on that much height, it will be a tiresome work also. He wasn't really a practicing Buddhist. He is that kind of person. He was a Tibetan. He was not a Buddhist. He was just a follower of Buddhist. वो बुद्धिस्ट नहीं था, बुद्धिज्म को फॉलो करने वाला, सिर्फ प्रैक्टिस नहीं करता था वो. He was just interested in writing literature. Fine. It transpired means ये सिर्फ उसकी रिलेटेड था उसके लिटरेचर से. His work was belonging to this literature. जो लिटरेचर लिखना उसका काम था, उसके वर्क से ये कोरा बिलोंग करता था. That's why he was here. Otherwise he was not a follower of Buddhism. But he had enthusiasm and he was of course Tibetan. But however he was not a Buddhist, but he was having an enthusiasm. Means उसके अंदर एक चाह थी, इच्छा थी, एक बहुत ही ज्यादा बड़ी विश थी कि वो एक बार कोरा कंप्लीट करके आए. The things which he was writing in his books, he wanted to complete that task. He wanted to have you can say an experience of that. Although I would originally envisaged making the trek in the company of devout believers, on reflection I decided that perhaps Norbu would turn out to be the ideal companion. He suggested we hire some yachts to carry our luggage, which I interpreted as a good sign, and he had no intention of protesting himself at all round the mountain. Not possible, he cried, collapsing across the table in hysterical laughter. It wasn't his style, and anyway his tummy was too big. Although I would originally envisaged making the trek. Means, however, the writer was saying, although means however, I would originally envisage means this complete this journey. He was interested to complete his journey, to complete that trek in the company of devout believers. मीन्स जिनको बुद्धिज्म में बिलीफ भी हो, ऐसे लोगों के साथ कंप्लीट करना चाहता था वो अपनी जर्नी. द राइटर वांटेड टू कंप्लीट हिज जर्नी, बट नो पिलग्रिमेज वाज देयर, नो पिलग्रिम्स वर देयर. सो he was saying, on reflection I decided that perhaps Norbu would turn out to be the ideal companion. But when I came to the reality, on you can say the after surveying what was going on that time, after looking out the problem, I decided that perhaps Norbu would be the best companion for me to complete my Kora. Norbu suggested we hire some yachts to carry our luggage. Means because they were having some luggage also, and now their cars have gone. Already his guide has taken his car with him. So how they will carry their luggage? So Norbu suggested that they should hire some yaks to carry on their luggage, and which I interpreted means which I permitted also, that yes, we could hire some yaks so that our luggage weight should be carried by the yaks as a good sign. Means we will get rid of our luggage at least. And he had no intention of protesting himself all round the mountain. What is this protesting? If you people know, see, there is a particular way to complete Kora. Kora ऐसे नहीं. Kora is actually a religious belief. एक रिलीजियस बिलीफ है, एक जैसे हम स्पिरिचुअल बिलीफ होते हैं ना लोगों के, कि हम क्या करें कि भगवान को खुश कर ले. सो दे वेंट टू माउंट कैलाश, और एक पर्टिकुलर टास्क, एक पर्टिकुलर वे होता है, एक पर्टिकुलर तरीका होता है कोरा को कंप्लीट करने का. ऐसे नहीं कि माउंट कैलाश के चारों तरफ हमने चक्कर लगाए और हो गया कोरा कंप्लीट. नहीं, they were to complete that round, but in a particular way. किस तरह से करना था? लेट कर चलना होता है उन्हें. They lie on the floor on that snow mountain, and they just move their knees till their head. Then they go ahead. वापस से अपना हेड आगे लेकर जाते हैं, फिर अपने नीज को वहां तक लेकर जाते हैं. इन दैट पर्टिकुलर टास्क, दैट इज कॉल्ड प्रोटेस्टेटिंग. मीन्स इस तरह से अपने हेड को बार बार आगे मूव करना, फिर नीज को आगे मूव करना. इन दैट वे दे कंप्लीट देयर कोरा. So he was saying that, means Norbu was saying that he do not have any intention of protestating himself all round the mountain. He was saying that it is not my cup of tea. मेरे बस की बात नहीं है. He was saying like that, कि मैं ये protestating नहीं करूंगा, मैं उस तरह से नहीं चल पाऊंगा, and I won't be able to complete that Kora. Not possible, he was saying. He cried, collapsing across the table in hysterical laughter. He started bursting in laughter, means एकदम से खिलखिला के हंसना स्टार्ट कर दिया, and collapsed himself on the table. और हंसते हंसते कई बार होता है ना कि हम अपने आप को आगे जमीन पर या फिर आगे टेबल पर गिरा देते हैं. He did the same thing when he was hysterical laughter. When he was in hysterical laughter, he put himself on the table which was kept in front of us. It wasn't his style, and anyway his tummy was too big. The writer is saying, Norbu was saying it wasn't his style, means to do that Kora in that way. It wasn't his style because his tummy was too big. So lastly the chapter is completed, and only 2-3 minutes are left. I wanted to discuss some questions, but we will discuss the remaining questions in tomorrow's class. Fine, because it is not possible to complete it today only. So it was all for today. Bye bye all of you.